The objective of this video is to explain the working principle of AlgoTouch. AlgoTouch is a visual programming environment. Its originality is that the programmer gradually designs a program by directly manipulating the data to solve a problem. He does not write code but records the sequence of operations he performs on the program variables. The software automatically produces instructions corresponding to the operations. The user can create variables, arrays, constants, and perform operations such as assignments, calculations, or comparisons to obtain a result. Let's take a simple example. Create a program that displays the sum of two numbers entered on the keyboard. First, let's create a variable named A, which appears on the screen in the workspace. We assign a value to this variable by sliding the keyboard to A and entering 12. Next, let's create a second variable called B and give it a value, for example 13. To add the values of variables A and B, we add an adder to the workspace. Let's place A and B on the two operands of the adder. The result is 25. To keep this result, let's create a third variable named S. The result of the addition is placed on S, which thus takes the value 25. In the console located under the workspace, the Python instructions were automatically produced as the operations were carried out. Reading A equals int input, read A. Reading B equals int input, read B. The calculation, S equals A plus B. Note in passing the particularly complex syntax of the reading instructions. With AlgoTouch, the code will be produced automatically and without errors. For now, we simply show how to perform the calculation, but without creating a program. Let's add a program, a macro in AlgoTouch. We name it sum and with the comment, entering two integers and calculating their sum. The program code is empty and appears on the right of the screen in the instructions area. To create the program, we will put AlgoTouch into record mode by clicking on the mic above the instruction area. You must now redo the operations. Enter the value of A. Let's change the default label to value of A and give the value 7 to A. Enter the value of B with the label value of B with the value 3. Add A and B with an adder. Assign result 10 in S. And finally display the value of S with the label sum of A and B. The program is finished. We can stop recording mode. The code has been added to the macro. There are three ways to run the program: normal mode, under construction mode, animation mode. Here we use the simplest mode, running in normal mode, which is done by clicking on the black triangle of the macro. The execution gives the expected result. Finally, we will find the Python program code with the corresponding tab in the console area. The code produced in this space is complete with variable declarations as well as the code. We can copy this code to use it in another environment, for example, Python Tutor. Let's paste the code and run. With the values 12 and 13. Let's visualize its result. In this video, we learned how to create variables and perform operations on them. Additionally, we learned how to create a macro and include instructions in it. We also saw how to run the created program. Finally, we discussed the recovery of the generated code for its use in another environment. AlgoTouch allows you to create more complex programs than the example presented here. In particular, It makes it possible to carry out iterative programs, to process arrays, to write classic sorting programs. In a future video, we will detail the different execution modes.